So if you haven't been paying attention to anime news recently, they meaning Netflix, is producing a live action Cowboy Bebop series. And there's a lot of sort of backlash. There's a lot of mixed reviews about this new series being produced because the Cowboy Bebop fandom is, I would say, very dedicated to Cowboy Bebop. Being in that fandom myself, having watched the original anime of Cowboy Bebop and falling in love with it, I too am very skeptical about how this live action Cowboy Bebop is going to turn out. I am, however, also very excited to see how it's going to go because I realize that I am just one person. I cannot control a movie studio or a television studio to not make a certain series or make changes to a certain series that they already have in production because they have a lot more money and they have a lot more sway than I do. So I know that I'm probably not going to get this thing canceled or stopped, nor would I want to, because this is, I think, going to be very interesting to watch. And, there's looking through articles now, there are some very hot takes on it, and in the past few weeks and even months leading up to me, or maybe just weeks, I think they came out with that news, I think, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, right? I think. And there's a lot of different, like I mentioned, a lot of different takes on it. Some people are very upset. Some people are kind of happy. Some people are sort of like quoting the show, saying, oh, whatever happens, happens, which is kind of what I'm leaning more towards. I'm very excited to see this classic anime get adapted into a real life series because it is, I think, a series that is very beloved by a lot of people, myself included. And seeing it be transformed into a live action series will get more people into seeing if it's kind of not that great. Maybe people will want to see sort of the anime adaptation of the series, the original series, and see how it compares to the live action series. Because I know there's going to be some differences. It's not going to be a word for word, shot for shot recreation of the original anime. That's probably either A, way too expensive, or B, just impossible to do, or C, a combination of all three of them, or both of those two things. So the cast, I think John Cho is playing Spiegel. I want to say Spike. He's playing Spike. And I know there was some backlash about who was playing Faye Valentine, or not the actress that they have playing Faye Valentine, but in the image that they had released of the three main characters, Spike, Jet Black, and Faye Valentine, the actress that they have portraying Faye Valentine isn't in Faye's classic anime attire, and if you know what that is, then I don't have to explain it, but let's just say she's wearing less revealing clothes in the live action series as compared to the anime, and a lot of people were somewhat upset about that. I don't see how a change of wardrobe really matters in that sense if the overall themes of the show stay the same and they don't change anything too far about what happens in the show. I mean, again, I think there has to be some changes to make it fit with the television rules and guidelines and stuff. I'm not too sure. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they might have a little bit more leeway with character design and costumes and stuff in television than they do. I don't know. I don't want to get too far into that. I don't want to start spewing or saying things I don't know. But overall, I think the first image that comes up of the three main characters in character, or the three main actors in the show in character, I think it's very interesting. I think it's cool. Yes, we still don't know if there's going to be Ein, or even if there's going to be a character portraying Ed. Excuse me. Or even if there is a character portrayal of, or a live-action portrayal of the character Ed, how are they going to do it? Because Ed is sort of a... I don't know. To me, Ed is sort of not the most important character, but I think Ed is definitely an important character in the show. With how the plot goes, and especially within the last few episodes of the series that kind of center around Ed and finding out who they are. How are they going to make that work if they incorporate that into the real live-action show? But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see when the show airs. As of right yet, it's just the three main characters, Spike, Jet, and Faye, that are cast. Still no word on Ein, who I think is the most important character of the entire show. That show would not be what it is without Ein. So to see how obviously a dog, a corgi is a corgi, so that should be a very easy sort of thing to do. But as far as finding a character that fits the personality of Ed is sort of what I'm kind of looking forward to in a way. I mean, so far the three main characters, or the three main actors that we have, or at least the characters John Cho and the actor portraying Jet Black, seem to fit the characters very well. Can't really say too much about Faye Valentine. She seems to be doing... obviously from the stills, I haven't seen the show yet. I don't think anyone has, and aside from the people producing it, have actually seen anything of what it's going to be like. And actually, in one of the promotional images I'm looking at, they do have Ein, so that's cool. So what are they going to do about Ed is, I guess, the main question on that. But I guess I'll make an update video in the future. And one of the things I want to touch on is any live action adaptation of a very popular anime. Just look at the one, like I don't have to mention too many, but the one that comes to mind is the Death Note live action film, and how horribly that flopped. And I guess that's kind of mostly why I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I think that's why a lot of people are afraid of what's going to happen, because with the live action version of Death Note, they changed, and well, they didn't really change a whole lot, but they left out a bunch of stuff that was in the manga and also the original anime. So I feel like that is what a lot of people are afraid of, is that there's going to be large chunks of story and plot stuff that's going to get left out to make the show work. And I am really hoping that as little gets left out as possible, because and I think that's That's why they're making it a series instead of a movie, because with a series they can kind of do a little more, because they'll have I don't know how to explain it, but with a movie you only have so much time. With you only have like 2 hours to an hour and a half to get everything you need to get out. But with a series, you can kind of spread all that information out over the course of 20 episodes or 18 episodes or however many episodes are going to be in this series. And if you don't get every plot point hit with the first season, you can go with a second season or even a third season. So in a way, I think it's better that they're making this a episodic journey rather than just here's a new Cowboy Bebop movie that's somewhat kind of loosely based on the anime. Have fun. So with a movie, it's gonna be a lot better. Or with a series, it's gonna be better to get all those plot points in, explained and wrapped up better, because they'll have a better format for that. But if Cowboy Bebop was just some sort of original IP that never had an anime before, and then they made a live action movie, yeah, cool, whatever. But I think it's better that they're making it an episodic show rather than a hour and a half to 2 hour long movie, because when you get to movies like the Death Note movie, you're going to have to leave some stuff out. And as we all know, people really don't like it when you leave stuff out of a very popular anime, or a very popular live action adaptation of a popular anime. So I think Netflix has sort of learned from that, and that's why they're making it an episodic show instead of a movie. So instead of ranting on about that for another 20 minutes or so, I'm gonna end the video here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.